All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all glory and honor and praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Racha, Hakwadash, Brakathum. Double honor to my apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to the Akim of the Four Corners for pushing his truth and sincerity, love, diligence, respect, fear, and trembling. I just had thousand one with another Jim's spirit of knowledge, coming back again through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai. Double honor to my apostle, Great Millstone. Peace and blessings, salutations to the Akim in the Four Corners, pushing his truth and sincerity, love, diligence, respect, fear, and trembling. All right. And real quick, I'm coming back with another show through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemal Shai. Lord willing, this is edifying. But as you can see, I was watching Rethink the Dollar. I think I got to like maybe 20 minutes to 15 minutes. But they had made mention of inflation, okay, here in the beginning of the lesson. I mean, in the beginning of this video, and I'm gonna let you guys listen to it, and then I'm gonna filter it with some scriptures and some information, because what's happening is this America is crumbling, okay. It's going down. In fact, the scripture speaks about healing Babylon, and I'll had that on deck, but it is not healed. Okay, see, no matter what the elites can do, all right, no matter what your top economics or economist people, all right, the government, no matter what you guys try to do, this place is still going to crumble. Okay, see, the high class elites know this, but you have these other lower Luciferians who believe that this place is going to continue and thrive, but it's not. In fact, real quick, let me get Isaiah 47, because we are at the end of America. Okay, we're at the end of Babylon. It had its run. Okay, it had its time. Okay. But the scripture says that he appointed a bound that he cannot pass. Okay. In fact, let me get that real quick. I'm actually get that first. I believe it's Job 14:5. This is a Job 14:5. It says, "Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee, that has appointed his bonds, his boundaries that he cannot pass." Okay. So there won't be another second to a millisecond to a minute, okay, when it's time for this place to go, it's time for it to go. And what we see right now is that America is circling the drain right now, okay, meaning it's spiraling out of control. It's slowly going down, you see, and through prophecy, okay, through the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is speaking, okay, that this place is going to slowly crumble. There's Isaiah 47:1. "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate." You see? Now, when it says, "and sit in the dust represents a state of confusion. Okay? And the state of confusion, I'm going to read this article that I looked up by checking out this video. It says, Fez Bullard sees real risk that inflation remains stubbornly high next year. Okay, so when you go into it, you're going to see the confusion, because you have some that believe that the inflation will continue, and some believe the inflation will cease shortly. But that's still confusion, because you have two people, two high economic or economists, that's what you call them, economists, people, okay, feuding, okay, meaning it's divided. That's another precept. Okay, so come down, sit in the dust, a state of confusion, over virgin daughter of Babylon. Where's daughter of Babylon? Okay, we know where Babylon, the original Babylon, is located, which is in Iraq. Okay, which was never destroyed by thermonuclear missiles, was never it wasn't destroyed by thermonuclear missiles. Okay. So it's speaking of a virgin daughter of Babylon, which is America. Okay. And there's no throne. Because why? Because at the end of the day, Yahweh Shema Shai is going to return. He's going to take the kingdoms from all the nations. Okay. Or daughter of the Chaldeans. The Chaldeans goes back to Babylon, the Chaldeans, which they were heavy in witchcraft. Okay, so this is that same place, and that witchcraft is what kept people's minds geared to the false reality that this place can continue. But now the Lord has them their tongues falling upon themselves. You see, you got these high class Edomites, and hell, you even got Jacob in the midst now, who are exposing on how this place is going to fall down. Okay, so it says, take the millstone and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover thy thigh, pass over the river. Okay, it's speaking on this place being exposed, and as well as the money and the jobs are going to be going overseas. Okay, take the millstones and grind meal. When you grind meal back in the day, all right, when you used to work, in the what they call them, the steel mills. Okay, it was a place of labor, servitude. Okay, so take the millstones and grind meal, uncover the locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, reveal this place, pass over the rivers. Okay, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. And this is an end time prophecy. But first and foremost, this place has to go down with confusion. Okay, now, real quick, let's get into this a little bit. I want to play this. Okay, after I play this, I'll go ahead and read some of these definitions so you can understand what stagnation is, or what the GDP is, or what inflation is for you newcomers. Okay, always look up these words, man. When you're watching, CNN, C-SPAN, or these Al Jazeera, or Mark Dice, or Alex Jones, or Gerald Salente, and they speak about inflation and stagnation and these things. Look them up so you can be able to understand what's going on. Okay, but let's keep going. Let's play this video.
I think gold and silver are still the only indicators that the central bankers can keep down in terms of inflation, because if gold and silver go up too much, it will confirm that this inflation that we're seeing, or the rising prices, are not really transitory,
Right.
and that they're trying to tell us, they're blaming everything, supply chain, all this and that, shortages, but they're not looking at the bigger picture, that if you create money and credit like they've been doing
Yeah.
for ages, not just since March last year, but since 08.
See, so he's going into breaking down on why there is inflation. It's because you're pumping the society with hella money, okay, through your quantitative easings, okay, through your stipends, okay. Now, what just happened? They opened up this whole PPP loan thing, which was a hidden secret thing for Esau Edom, but now they revealed it so everybody can get a piece of the pie, so to speak. Okay, we're getting these loans that we could have been gotten and things of that nature. But I only said that because when all these people is getting all of this money from the government, okay, which is what? Fake money, that fiat currency, the Federal Reserve note, which is the dollar. So when you pump everything into the society over and over and over and over, okay, it's going to cause a bubble, so to speak, and it's going to pop, which is the valuation of the dollar and the rising of the prices to cover what is lost. Okay. Now with this whole pandemic we're in, okay, this whole the COVID-19, what it did was it stopped the economy from moving. Okay, the C-19 stopped the middle class from thriving, okay, and they basically cut them out And now the prices are rising up to make the people's lives even more harder, you know? But this was all systematically done. So let me keep going. Let me keep going. I kind of lost my train of thought, but let me just keep going. Let me go back a tad bit. Salakia.
That shortages, but they're not looking at the bigger picture. That if you create money and credit like they've been doing for ages, not just since March last year, but since '08, there will come a point where all that currency will flow to consumer goods, and with the trigger of the pandemic last year and all the lockdowns, the closing of world economies and trade, it's disrupted.
Yeah, another way, because when the pandemic had happened, they was giving everybody all this unemployment. So that's another um reasoning of the inflation, the dollar devaluing. Okay.
The whole just-in-time inventory system, the globalization system, and it's really tough to get it back together.
Yeah, I do agree. And then also to speak on some of the Fed, so let me put his article up here about Bullard talking about 50-50 chance that, it's a 50% chance that, inflation might, dial back a little bit. But then again, there's a 50% chance that it might be a little bit higher as well next year. So I'm thinking like these cats out here, they're jawboning, talking all this talk about inflation, knowing dang well. I mean, clearly they know, but they can't be truthful with it. But with all this currency that they've created, as you just mentioned, how could it be temporary? And the majority of it hasn't really even hit Main Street yet. So,
how could it be temporary? Hey, this thing is about to last, man. Okay, it's gonna be ugly out here. Okay, and you have those lower Luciferians, those that don't know. Okay, but then you have the elites that do know. But then you have the ones that are trying to figure this thing out. And the scripture speaks about no wise men and teaming anymore. Let me just go to Obadiah. All right, because all this is prophecy. They don't know what the hell. They don't know how to fix this. They won't be able to fix it. Here we go. It says Obadiah 1:9. It says, "And thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed." Wait. Here it is. It says, Obadiah 1, it says, "Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau?" See, so the Lord took the wisdom and knowledge from this place through your scientists, your high official people. You see, those that have that wisdom and knowledge and understanding on how this place was thriving. But guess what? It said that the Lord is going to he's going to even destroy the wise men out of Edom and understanding out of the mount of Esau. And thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. And that's what's going to be the end result. Okay, your kingdom is going to be destroyed from within, and then ultimately you're going to be destroyed. All right. So real quick, let's go into this. It says, Fed Burlards sees real risk that inflation remains stubbornly high next year. What is inflation? Inflation is the decline of purchasing power of a given currency over time. Okay? A decline of purchasing power. A quantitative estimate of the rate at which the decline in purchasing power occurs can be reflected in the increase of average price level of a basket of selected goods and service in an economy over some period of time. The rise in general level of prices, often expressed as a percentage, means that a unit of currency effectively buys less than it did in the prior periods. Okay? Inflation can be contrasted with deflation, which occurs when the purchasing power of money increase and prices decline. Okay, but that's not the case. We are in inflation, meaning the prices of the goods, the things that are in the stores, are rising up because the money, the dollar, is being devalued. Okay, the dollar is being devalued because they keep pumping the system with money. All right, and it's not doing nothing but destroying the system, which is beautiful, which is perfect because it's scriptural. Now let me read no, I'm so sorry. And let's keep going on this. It says a top Federal Reserve official said, and this is from MarketWatch.com. It says a top Federal Reserve official said Thursday there is a higher probability that inflation remains stubbornly high next year than many now see. See? So prices is going to rise. Okay? Prices are rising up. So if you don't have now here's the kicker. If you ain't got that serpent's piss in you, you're not going to be able to supply anything for your family. You're not going to be able to go to work. Now prices rising, and now you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, so to speak. Whether to get the serpent's piss, the Paul Pierce, or not to get it. See, the crunch time is finna be. It's coming up the pipeline. Whether you're gonna serve Yahweh Shem Shai, or whether you're gonna serve the devil in his image. Okay. Or you're gonna worship the image of the beast, or you're gonna worship Yahweh Shem Shai. That's where we're at. And the people who don't know nothing about this knowledge, don't know nothing about Yahweh Shem Shai and his will, they're gonna get caught up out there. Okay. And hey, even if you don't get the Paul Pierce, okay, eventually they're gonna put the squeeze on you to the point where you're gonna end up getting the mark of the beast, the MOTB. And even within that, they still not gonna the scripture says Ecclesiastes 12:10 never trust thine enemy. So he can give you the piss, and he can give you the charagma, okay, and your life is still going to be a living hell because it's prophecy. Okay. All right, let me stop reading. Let me stop talking. Let me read. Salakin. It says, a St. Louis president James Bullard, speaking to a webinar sponsored by the Euro 50 group, said that he sees a 50% chance that we're facing a higher inflation rate than we would like to see in the U.S. economy. There is still a 50% chance that the high inflation will dissipate naturally, he said. So they're divided, they're confused. Minutes of the Fed's September meeting showed a central bank sharply divided over the outlook for inflation. Many Fed officials think there is a much smaller chance that high inflation persists. They argue that inflation is being caused by a handful of COVID-related pandemic-sensitive categories in which specific identifiable bottlenecks were at play. Okay, so this place is divided. You have some that's saying we're gonna go head on with this, and you got some that's saying no, it's not gonna happen. See, Matthew 12:26, and if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall his kingdom stand? Mark 3:26, and if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, how he cannot stand but have an end. Luke 11:18, if Satan also be divided against himself, how shall his kingdom stand? Because ye say that I cast out devils through Beelzebub. Okay, so how can this place stand if it is if it's divided? There's no way it's going to be able to stand. Okay. All right, so let's look at stagnation. It says stagnation is a prolonged period of little or no growth in an economy. Real economic growth of less than 22% annually is considered stagnation. And it is highlighted by periods of high unemployment. We are in high unemployment, are we not? And in inventory, part-time employment, stagnation can occur on a macroeconomic scale or a small scale in specific industries or companies. Stagnation can occur as a temporary condition, such as a growth recession or a temporary economic shock, or as part of a long-term structural condition of the economy. We are hitting the point of a long-term structural condition of the economy, okay? Because it's prophesied. This is Jeremiah 51:9. It says, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go, everyone to his own country. For her judgment reaches into heaven and is lifted up even to the skies. Okay, so Babylon will not be healed. No matter how much money you pump into this system, and what that is causing as an effect or a domino effect to make this place go down even quicker. You see, that's why they're giving out the stipend. That's why they're giving out the stimulus packages, because what it's doing is breaking this place down through stagnation. Okay, we're in a growth recession. Okay, meaning this economy is not growing. Okay, and check this out. It says, key takeaways. Stagnation is a condition of a slow or flat growth in an economy. Stagnation often involves substantial unemployment and underemployment, as well as an economy that is generally performing below its potential. Periods of stagnation can be short-lived or long-lasting and can result a range of economic and social factors. Okay. This is now let's get some scriptures. This is Ecclesiastes 12:1. It says, remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not. See, the evil days are coming. Okay, an evil day is a bad time. Bad times is coming to America, man. Okay, so it says, remember now the creator in the days of thy youth. Remember Yahweh Bashem Al Shai. Okay, when you first hear this truth, come to it. Make no tarrying to serve the Lord. Okay, nor the years draw nigh when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. Okay, because pretty soon wisdom and knowledge is going to be out of this place. Okay, your future is going to be darkened. Well, it's going to say it. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves. The keepers of the house, what house? The house of America, which is the elites. Okay, the Luciferians, the Illuminati. Those are the keepers of the house. Okay, and in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, right? Because they seen that this place can't stand up. And the grinders cease because they are few. And those that look out of the windows be darkened. See? Those that look out of the window. When you look out of the window, you're looking ahead. You're looking at something. Now, looking out of the window and it's being darkened is a representation of there's no future. There's no light in this place anymore. And this is where we're at. There ain't going to be no future. You see what this C-19 has done? This thing has turned the world upside down. Okay, it's hard to get a job. It's hard to keep a job without getting stabbed. Okay, if you wanna go into any college or any school thing, they have it where you gotta if they're gonna do things on campus, you're gonna have to get jabbed up. Okay, prices is rising the hell up. The love of many is waxing cold. Ain't no future for this place anymore. Hey, well, shit. Because, hey, they're stopping everything. You try to get on a plane, and they're saying you can't get on a plane if you don't get the Paul Pierce. You know? You can't go out of the country if you don't get the Paul Pierce. So what's happening to the world is everyone's lives is being boxed literally into a you see, there's a reason why they make these houses the way they make them. You know, 4 fucking walls. All right, and that's what they're doing. They're putting you in this square or this box, this circle. Okay, which is the pressure from above, pressure from below. Okay? It says, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low. Unemployment. See, the sound of the grinding is low. No work. And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Right? The vibration of this world is going down. Okay? The light of Esau is being put out. Okay? What does it say? Job 18:5. Yea, the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine. Okay? The spark of this devil's fire shall not shine. His light is going to be put out. And this is what we're seeing with the downfall and the decline in this society, man. Let's not forget the infrastructure. Let's not forget, the water system. Okay? Everything about this place is going down. Even to the point where even the music in this place. See, certain music in different times, you had like the Sam Cooks, you had the uplifting, you had some Bob Marley songs spoke about Babylon, okay, and how it's gonna burn and things of that nature. You had uplifting music and vibration back then, but now the music of today is not gonna give you no sense of thrill and courage. See, the music back then, okay, used to get Jake, put a little fire under Jake, let them be aware of their enemy, because we're musical people, we rap and we sing, all right. Those songs about oppression and America falling, they had Jake in a different mindset. But now the daughters of music shall be brought low. The music of uplifting is talking about being a thought, being a whore, being a city girl, okay. And far as the men go, the music is about being a drug dealer, being a quote unquote pimp, a thug, a nigga, But let's see here. Zephaniah 1:11, it says, how ye inhabitants of Mektesh, for all the merchant people are cut down, all they that bear silver are cut off. Okay, so the money is the money is leaving. This whole merchant city, or Mektesh city, which is America. Okay, they had all of the tradings and the goods and the things of that nature. Well, it's not happening with America anymore. Okay, these other nations is trading with one another. They're making deals with one another, and they're leaving America left to dry. Okay, it says let's see what else we can find up in here. Understanding stagnation. Stagnation is a situation that occurs within an economy when total output is either declining, flat, or growing slowly. Persistent unemployment is also a characteristic of a stagnant economy. Stagnation results in flat job growth, no wage increase, and an absence of stock market booms or highs. Economic stagnation can occur due to a number of causes. Okay, so they're just going in on how these things can happen. I'll put this in the description box, Lord willing, if I remember. Okay, so you can read up on this. Okay, you can read up on what the GDP is. It says gross domestic product, GDP. Why did I think I put this up? Because when you go into recession, I think a recession is a period of temporary economic decline during which trade and industrial activity are reduced, right? And we see what's going on over there in the ships, okay, with those ships. Generally identified by a fall in the GDP in 2 successive quarters. So the fall of the GDP. Now, what is the GDP? The GDP is the gross domestic product, is the total monetary or money or market value of all the finished goods and service produced within a country's borders in a specific time period. As a broad measure of overall domestic production, it functions as a comprehensive scorecard of giving uh, um, of a given country's economic health. We would have healed Babylon, but she will not be healed because the GDP is too low. The GDP is typically calculated on an annual, yearly basis. It is sometimes calculated on a quarterly basis as well. This is through their annual or quarterly. They implement those quantitative easings, okay, which is the QEs, and this is how the dollar actually gets devalued more quicker. It says in the U.S., for example, the government releases an annualized GDP estimate for each fiscal quarter and also for the calendar year. The individual data sets included in this report are given in real terms, so that data is adjusted for price changes and is therefore net of inflation. Okay, just a couple of things that you get familiar with when you're reading these different articles and things of that nature. Give me 1 second. Okay, what else I got? Second Ezra 8 and 50, it says, "For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride." I'm gonna read that again. This is second Ezra 8 and 50. "For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride." Yeah, these people are finna be miserable. Let's see what miseries mean. Miseries, man. Okay? A state or feeling of great distress or discomfort of mind or body, hardship, unhappiness, distress, suffering, affliction, agony, pain, grief, poverty, dejection, depression, the blues, sadness. Whoa. You see that? Despair. All right. Anguish, discomfort, heartbrokenness, gloom, torment, torture, hell. See? This is what's finna come to this place, man. Because, hey, it ain't getting no better. This is what they're going into. Hey, this place ain't finna get no better. All right? It's not getting any better. It's finna keep on going down. It's finna spiral out of control to the point where people are going to be fighting and killing one another. Okay? But this is what we spoke of. This is what we've been prophesying about, and it's happening. Okay? This is second Ezra. What is this? 16 and 18. It says, "The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear." Right? Because there's going to be an insurrection. There's going to be insurrection, a sedition. Okay? Because at the end of the day, this is all for the beginning of the end of Esau, Edom, which is the so-called white man. And at least notice. That's why it says, "And the power shall stand in fear." You see? The beginning of evils. "What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, and tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendments." See? So these are judgments that's going to happen to this place. That's an amendment. A scourge is for amendment. Those are going to hit you with the famine. Because through a recession period, there's slow export-import. Okay? So this right now, they're saying that if you don't get the Paul Pierce, you're going to face food shortages. You see? So now a famine is finna hit. Okay? They're stopping all of this. And this is through Yahweh Shemel Shah, by the way, because this is prophecy. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges, because you're going to have niggas still doing what niggas going to do. Behold, victuals shall be good cheap upon earth, and they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. Okay? It's gonna get worse out here. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. See? So if you escape the famine, because it's going to be a great famine, people are going to be committing cannibalism, eating one another, okay, dying of hunger, okay. But if you don't die from that, it says, "Shall the sword destroy you?" Which is going to be in the form of the troops, which is martial law, which is going to be a form you may get killed in a concentration camp, you may get killed with some type of bioweapon through a virus, okay, or ultimately the thermonuclear missiles. And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them. For the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. Right, utter chaos. You're not going to be able to bury your loved ones either. There shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. The trees shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? The grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them? For all places shall be desolate of men. Okay. Look at RoboCop. You see how Detroit was desolate and destroyed because of the uprisings, the bombings. Okay, and that's what's going to happen to a lot of places on earth. Hey, Yahweh Shai said it himself. He said, I think not that I come to send peace, but a sword. And then another scripture, he told us that what shall I if it be already kindled? All right. A fire sent among you. What shall I if it be already kindled? There's going to be fire on earth through race riots and all this confusion and commotion and sedition among men and insurrections. Before the Lord gets here, is going to be fire. Okay? So that one man shall desire to see another and to hear his voice. For a city shall be 10 left, and 2 of the field, which shall hide themselves in the thick groves and in the clefts of the rocks. Okay? So it's going to get to a point where it's going to be like I Am Legend or the Book of Eli. Because some cities is going to get destroyed, man. Okay, and the Spirit is going to be with the prophets. The Spirit is going to be with the men of the Lord to navigate through this system, through this system and through these cities. Okay, by the way of the angels, by the way of spiritual powers, and so on and so forth, if you believe it. Okay, let me see. I want to jump a little bit. It says, verse 37, 2nd Ezra 16:37, it says, "Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack." Okay, which is the prophecies. The prophecies are the plagues, which is famine, death, destruction, misery, so on and so forth. Okay, as a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compassed her womb. Right? Before the baby was born, before the end all be all, she kept on going through pains. That pains is famine. That pains is concentration camps. That pains is the mark of the beast, which is the RFID chip, the mandatory draconian law measure. Okay, those are the pains. Okay, it's going to be things that's going to happen over and over and over and over. Okay, it ain't going to let up. Which pains, when the child coming forth, they slacken out a moment. See? It's like a domino effect. When this prophecy happens, this is going to happen. When that prophecy happens, this is going to happen. And so on and so forth. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. You see? This is finna happen. This place is finna go down, and it's finna go down bad. And only ones who's going to survive this next wave of hell. See, they locked the people in for a year. Okay. They let everybody out. Now they're finna lock down again. It's finna be times 10. And you're only going to keep your wits for what's going to come if you're with the spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shai. Nothing other. You know? But Lord willing, this is edifying. I think I kind of spoke more. I mean, I said all I had to say. The Spirit. I pray, I hope that this is edifying to the hopeful elect. And with that, call on La Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Hakadash Barakatam. The one to my apostle, Great Millstone. Salutations to the Akim in the four corners who pushing his truth, sincerity, love, diligence, respect, fear, and trembling. Abba, Shalom.